Inside outsider guitar, inside outsider guitar. Tonight, today, whatever time it is when you're watching this, we have another outsider guitar, and it's very exciting. I love outsider guitars, guitars made by people who don't have training or the proper tools, but have the gumption and the desire to put together a guitar despite not necessarily knowing how. And today's build is another special outsider guitar, this time the second from a single maker I've had, and possibly his only two guitars he ever made. I was just walking buggy when my daughter called to say a guitar arrived. Ooh, bonus Afghan. Some of you may recognize the construction style on this case. The moment of truth. Boom. Buggy likes the Afghan. Today's guitar is the handiwork of one Bill Krumes from Calgary, Alberta. Thank you to him and thank you to his family for giving me the opportunity to work on this wonderful guitar. It's slightly windy today, so Buggy's freaked out and right underfoot. As in the case of his double neck, this guitar also has a wonderfully custom-made case, which you might have seen these details already, but we've got a little tiny cutout there, a little tiny cutout there, and little cutouts for all of the tuners, which is very charming. Looks like we've got a fur surround with plywood top and back. Not as challenging as the all curvy double neck one. It did come with the bridge and it came with a secondary tailpiece, but I believe I might have a Kluson tailpiece like came on it. All right, let's listen to Bill's song. Now Bill has once again made his own pickups. It'll be interesting to see if the interior design is the same as before. We've probably got a valuable vintage Fender compatible switch here with the top hat. And the same type of fretboard he bought for the double neck, and the same type of tuners, which are Grovers. No, they are Waverleys. A man after my own heart. This one has one of these screw-on mic connectors, which I have used previously, such as on this project, because it's so thin, I couldn't really get a jack in. I could do, I suppose, one of those Fender-style angled jacks, but I find them f***ing hideous. Like his other guitar, this is still sporting the original flat wounds. Buggy, you still here? Okay, so I do have, oh, it's not matching. Even though it's not the same tailpiece, it is similar length, and I believe they have the same footprint, so no new holes required. So we're gonna use this. As you may recall from this guitar, it is full of weight relief holes. Maybe it's for resonance, maybe it's just for fun. But Bill went to town with a drill press, maybe just a hand drill, and it's got hundreds of holes. So now we're gonna see if this one matches. The moment of truth. Yes, indeed. This is a little tidier job with the screw holes, I think. The wiring is looking pretty similar. We got an old Centralab pickup and, yep, magnets just taped in place. These are different magnets than the other one. 4 per pickup. Oh, I misspoke. They're like glued in place. not taped. The other one, they were taped. It would appear that the inside of the coil is soldered to the base plate, and then wires come off the base plates. They're grounded to each other and out to the jack after all of this stuff. This screw hole was stripped. You can see why. One nail holding in the wiring there. Another thing about Bill's work is he does full one-piece guitars, which is also a habit of mine. I love carving instruments out of a single board. For example, this one-piece double neck tenor, and this cutie patootie harp mandola, and of course this solid rosewood bass. All right, just for fun to see everything, we are going to take off all the electronics from the pickguard so we can remove it. We won't see much underneath, I don't think, but we're gonna do it anyway. I tested the pickups. They come out at 4.2, 4, and 4.6K. Not sure that pudgy mod will fit through that crack. Do we really need to pull off the pickguard? No. Beautiful maroon. Now, Bill designed his own pickups, and these little pins running through the blade pole pieces, which are radiused, come through the base plate and are soldered in place there. So how I came to own this guitar is actually a really cool story. I got the first double neck via a random Craigslist ad. Basically, I found it on Kijiji, actually. And a good friend of mine was going to Calgary where it was for sale and picked it up for me. Thank you, Alan. And then I made a video about repairing it, linked here or here. I don't know how this works. And his son must have been searching for his dad's name, found the video, saw it, loved it, and got in touch with me. And that was really great. And he said his whole family saw it, or members of his family saw it, and they really enjoyed it. And then many months later, Dean, his son, reached out to me again, and he said, we were just cleaning out my dad's house. We found the other guitar he made, and we'd love it if you could fix that one up too. And I was thrilled. I was said, of course. And here we are with the matching guitar. It's tremendously similar. Did he date the other guitar? No, he didn't date it. It just says custom made by W E Krumes. Let me check those pots, one sec. They don't seem to have date codes stamped into them, but pots like this I've seen on eBay are labeled as 1957. The fret material seems to have been impacted by the off-gassing of the celluloid binding. This is something I've seen many times before, commonly on Gretches, and one guitar I had it was the Airline Jack White model. Let's just check and see if we can date the switch. Now this is a vintage Centralab 1452 three-way switch. These were used on vintage Fenders in the 1950s, and you can see them for sale at dreamer prices from $300 to $600 on Reverb. But if we go into eBay here, you can see that a more realistic price range is $100 to $200. So for whatever it's worth, the potentiometers and switches both appear to be from the 1950s. Having said that, outside of a factory situation, anything can happen. Like I said, the pots look like they're probably purchased new, but who knows how long they were sitting at some random store in Calgary. To those who asked, and to those who's asked, and to those who asked is a difficult sentence to say. And to those who asked, I did not run out of Lloyd's. This is the only can I've ever bought. It still feels half full. I've had it for 10 years. Lloyd's. It's Lloyd's brother. This switch is really well made, and yeah, it is worth $200. It's not really, but to have your vintage guitar era correct, I get it. I used to collect old Volkswagens, and I had a 1961 SO34 flip seat Westphalia, and somebody made me an unsolicited offer for the plastic water jugs, and they paid me $2,000 for 3 plastic water jugs. Yes, I took the $2,000. That Volkswagen had been sitting for more than 25 years when I got it, and I rebuilt everything about it and then drove it from Olympia, Washington to Halifax, Nova Scotia. I wonder what happened to this poor switch. Seeing this bend may be some evidence. Must have been a catastrophic failure when it bonked into something. At the present moment, I don't feel like figuring out a solution to recast this, so I'm just going to put on a different switch that I have sitting on a shelf. Hold the phone. So this guitar was also missing its switch, and I replaced it with this vintage one, but check this out. That is the same color. So I'm gonna take this black one, put it on this guy to match the pickups on this guy. This one over here, and bam, boom, bing. Amazing. I also have these Art Deco switch things, but they need bigger slots. They're cute though. And to complete the look, we will use a DAC-aware knob of the same color. Oops, unless I lose it. There it is. Yes. Look, boom, boom, boom. That's pretty good. Now we do have some high frets, but we can't deal with those till we clean this all up. Saying goodbye to a little bit of DNA here, probably. Now I am doing a second wet round, and then I'll come through with a dry, firm brush to make sure everything from under the frets is removed, because there's no way to clamp them down or hammer them down and glue them if there's still dirt and rust underneath of there. Even after all of that, the frets themselves look horrendous still. But you can see now underneath of all of them, where it was full of gunk is now full of gaps, and we can attempt to hammer, clamp, and glue these down. Now you can see the hammering mostly worked as compared to the second fret there. The first fret is better seated. It does smash out even more dirt as you hammer. So again, This is a many-pronged attack. The squeeze out is encouraging as well because it lets you know that things are happening. It's going down. Here's the sawdust that's come out that was still inside these holes. These are the kind of fellers we clamp down and glue. Okay, now that the frets are all seated and glued, we can proceed with the leveling. We don't exactly need to use a marker on these because there's so much oxidation that seeing which frets are getting leveled will be very obvious. I only got through polishing one fret last night. Now we do the rest. And for this process, I'm going 600, 1500, 2000, and then I am going with quadruple O steel wool today. Although maybe I'll bust out my buffing wheel instead. Because of the weird tarnishing that goes all the way to the side, I am also having to come through with the sandpaper on my fingernail like this. Halfway there, 11 more to go. I am starting to get excited. Now all we have to do is clean everything up, add a jack, and then we can play it. Yep, this tape residue is still here too. I decided to stick with the Amphenol connector because I don't want to risk any catastrophic damage in here. This has clearly been done through means other than just straight drill bits, so we'll stick with this. The new tailpiece hole needs to be opened up just a tad. Okay, clearly the tripod doesn't enjoy the vibrations. So anyway, 1330 seconds is the final width required. I looked, but I failed to find dome top screws of the appropriate size. So I'm just gonna put the originals back in for now. I'm actually putting Bill's original flat wound strings back on, and then I'll get a new plain string for the B and E. I guess I got a little prematurely excited. I haven't actually looked at the bridge or the action yet, so there's going to be some setup work. I might have to modify the bridge a bit. Getting close. All right, the Bill Krumes single neck is all buttoned up, and I'm gonna do a few dry demos before I do a song, just to give you an idea of what the pickups sound like. Neck pickup. Middle position. And finally, bridge. Distortion. Definitely very dynamic with kind of a piercing treble on the bridge pickup particularly, but a lot of good tonal options between the 3 switch positions. I've played this song for the channel before, but it seems appropriate to revisit my friend Mike O'Neill's song Calgary for this Calgary-based guitar. So here we go.
Start a Christian band, live was wrong. Everything you've ever heard was wrong. Learn some melodies while you're changing lanes. Take up honesty. Take a scenic train. Wake up westwardly in your sister's van. Your philosophy is money in your hand.